the management, faculty, student relationship that exists at CRC has been very positive in nature. We've been a family. Yes, we've had our problems over the years, but we've handled them as a family. We've handled them very professionally up front. And I think that speaks well of the entire staff. We've all been sensitive to the needs of one another, and we've been very open in our communication process. We've all made an effort to become acquainted with as many students as possible, and stay close to the students and recognize at all times really what their concerns and needs are.
There's a collective spirit here. There's a energy that people share. And I believe that that energy is generated around the values.
The people make CRC so special. We have such a diverse population. We have such a rich environment of knowledge and people and culture that we can include and embed in our classroom.
But this campus definitely had a feeling of oneness, and we, of course, we always had the outliers, but every family has them, and we would, I think everybody cared about each other for sure.
When we talk about the spirit of CRC and the family feeling that we have there, it's true. I think what really connects us is how much we really care about our students and how invested we are in their success and their future. And so that's what really binds us together.
So the spirit was that if there was something that had to get done, somebody within the group would step forth and do it.
But right from the beginning, you could feel something very special, that there was a sense of unity, a sense of family, and most importantly, an expectation of one another.
The expectations that we have met and met very well are due in part to the kinds of people that we've had working here. And this is a very important part, but not one single piece of equipment will work without the right people behind it. It is people that have made this department, and there are tremendous people in this area.
Classified staff we had, they were terrific. I mean, we couldn't have done a lot of the things that we wanted to do without them. They were so willing to work and come up with solutions, and I just couldn't speak enough about them. I think, gosh, my job would have been so much harder if it wasn't for people like that.
Getting things done at CRC was not through memos and edicts and board policies and even some cases through strict adherence to shared governance. That's all part of it, but it's about conversations. It's about having a sense of why we're doing this.
the thing that distinguished CRC for me was the belief, at least for most of the time when I was here, that if something bad happened between people, between administrators and faculty, or between any group, that it was an exception and not the rule. That the rule was good conduct and good caring about one another. That when something happened, it was regarded as an anomaly and not the expected situation. And that is something that you don't see very often.
The notion of family and connection and of esprit de corps was already here when I got here. And I think it was facilitated by the sense that it was smaller. So it was very relational, very relationship driven.
I really do love where I work. I do. I love CRC. It's a part of my life. I mean, I don't really know what I'm going to do when I don't work at CRC. It's just part of my life. I mean, my friends are there. I'm friends with the faculty. I'm friends with the staff. I'm friends with the admins. I mean, I love the spirit. I love the feeling that I get when I'm on campus with everybody. I love that spirit.
I have been a patron for around 20 years. I joined because my son had such a good experience here, and he grew so much. The patron's purpose is to raise money for scholarships. I believe most of the women believe in higher education and giving back to the community. I believe that's a huge amount of why they are there. And it's also friendship. We have bonded together. We are a group of friends, of sisters. But most of it, the reason is to give back to the community, I believe. And CRC is a wonderful community. And I think we all believe in it.
If you meet the people here, and I'll say people like you, they are delightful, they are courteous, they are friendly, and they're, I would say, friends.
Say, here come the two Steves.
Yeah.
Or Steve squared.
Right.
I'd hear that sometimes. We probably should have dressed better in hindsight. You know.
Probably. When he came on campus as a counselor, he would take his lunch break and come down here and work out and stuff.
I would stop in and say hi to Steve, and we just became social friends and fished together. He kind of introduced me to the Montana streams. So I thought, wow, I got a good buddy here to do things with. And I can't recall how long it was after we initially met, but you know, Steve started having to go in for treatments for his kidney.
You know, I needed to go on dialysis, which I did. Fortunately, I was still able to work because I would go after work.
So I called his doctor and I said, now you don't know me, but I'm a friend of Steve Krisiak's, and I'm inquiring about the possibility that we might be a match for kidney transplant. I
was talking to my nephrologist one day, and he said, oh, I saw a friend of yours the other day. And I said, oh yeah, Steve Leak. And I said, really? You know, what's wrong with him? I think, oh, somebody else is going. And he said, no, he talked to me about a kidney transplant. And I said, oh, really? And he says, yeah, for you. Well, Steve never mentioned it to me. And so he got himself tested unbeknownst to me, and the tests were, you know, the guy said, well, your tests are good as like if you were brothers or something.
It's enriched my life. So people say, how do you, isn't that a big sacrifice? Well, it might appear to be, but to me, I'd do it again.
So, yeah, it's been a very close bond. I mean, I can't thank him enough. I mean, how do you say just thank you to somebody when they do something like that? It's, as far as I was concerned, he saved my life physically and mentally.
CRC is willing to sort of step out there sometimes on the edge and try things. But I think ultimately that spirit, that ethos that's shared here is from the common bond about students and their dreams and their pathways and how to help them get there.
amazing. We have amazing and competent professionals at our institution. So when I think about the totality of the work, the best words that I could come up with is simply like, thank you for everything that you do, right? Because we are changing and impacting lives literally.
I can't imagine being somewhere else. So just being here, and let's face it, it was my life and my identity for 35 years. So yeah, it meant a lot.
When you have a common focus or a collective spirit, and it's something that you all hold very dear and near, then your actions, emanate from that, right? That everyone sort of knows that if that's the highest priority and that's what our mission is, that's the type of actions that occur.
We know that you, your families, and our communities benefit from those who have a college degree. And after more than 45 years of service to this community and educating more than 250,000 students, CRC will be here to educate thousands more in years ahead.